We already knew the tier system would be stricter after lockdown than it was before. Now we know the rules for controlling the coronavirus in England will also apply to many more of us than before. Going into Tier 1, just Cornwall, the Isle of Wight and the Isles of Scilly. Living in Tier 2, most of England, 32 million people, including notably Liverpool, which has succeeded in controlling case numbers. While 23 million people will be in Tier 3, including huge swathes of the North East, North West and the Midlands, plus Kent, Slough and the area around Bristol.
We should see these restrictions not as a boundary to push, but as a limit on what the public health advice says we can safely do in any area. But frankly, the less any one person passes on the disease, the faster we can get this disease under control together. And that is on all of us.
The new rules come into force when England's lockdown ends next Wednesday. Whether an area should move, up or down, is first reviewed a fortnight after that. And changing tiers will depend on a combination of factors. How many COVID cases are being detected, in particular the case rate in the over 60s, whether that rate is rising or falling, what proportion of tests are positive, and how well the NHS in that region is coping.
For me, the most important factors are the number of people aged over 60 who are developing new disease, which gives you the early warning about what's going to happen several weeks later to the NHS, combined with what the capacity is in that local area's NHS group. And they're the two priority ones to keep an eye on.
Keeping an eye on compliance is going to be important too, and some fear the transition to a new system, followed not long after by a 5-day relaxation of those rules, could prove confusing.
What really concerns me from a behavioural perspective is the complexity of this, particularly when you look at the relationship between the tiers and what's going to happen over Christmas and around different parts of the UK. When you begin to apply that to individual circumstances, you very quickly come a cropper in terms of what is and isn't allowed.
England is on the right track. The number of cases of COVID detected has dropped by a fifth in the last week, and the number admitted to hospital has started to fall as well. But with Christmas approaching, the government has decided on a cautious exit from national restrictions. Catherine Jones, 5 News.